I'm Clyde Flanders, 75 years of age. I'm one of the founding members of the Trinidad Valley Harps Steel Orchestra. That is a project, the first project after elementary school. As youths, we took on. At the time, we didn't have no role models. At that era, we were leaders. Right, so a couple of us youths from the district get together and form the steel band. But before I get to that part of the steel band, I want to give you a little idea of how we come across to make that decision. But our parents, around Christmas time, they used to go partying, a normal country life Christmas. Well, their instruments were guitar, banjo, box bass, shak, flute, violin, saw, name it, right? But kids being around their parents, the parents, they used to have their bacchanal going on, and they were not comfortable with us around them, so they used to keep us away, so we can't come with them, because at them times, they had some prominent Jezebel in the area. After we get fed up of them keeping me away from around them, we decided to open our own band. So myself and a couple of the guys a couple of them still alive. Sylvan Marchand still around. My brother Vonan. A guy named Kenny. A guy named Ralph Edwards. We tuned some miniature pans. Miniature, very small, any pan we could get at the time, twin pan, whatever. And form a band. And our parents was astonished to see what happened around the Carnival, around the Christmas time. Elderly people was in the band with us and having fun, And we go with that love for the steel band, and eventually form the Trinidad Valley Harps Steel Orchestra. Our main objective was to get the youths off the street, because in the oldies was theater, before the band was theater, line, hangout, fete. There was nothing patriotic or community oriented, So when we opened that band, we got a lot of the youths to be involved in it. It's like 4 brothers from one house, 5 brothers from another house, 3 brothers from another house, and so we went on. So it was a kind of community effort, Everybody was living in the community. They wanted to be part of the Trinidad Valley Harps. That was in then times.
Sidney Flanders is my name. Well, our original member, Trinidad Valley Harps. As far as I could remember, they have started on the side of our house, the little carrot and coconut bamboo shed. Anyway, I like pan But my father didn't want me to beat pan. In those days, pan was badge on thing. He don't want me to beat pan. So he want me to play guitar. I don't want to play guitar. But anyway, I had a fella named Crane. A pan tuner used to live not far from us. Anytime my mother sent me out the road to buy something, he used to call me to touch some note for him because he always tuning pan in the gallery there. Anyway, I said touch one thing, touch, and he used to show me a little rev on the pan and thing. Anyway, in those days, my hair easy, I used to pick up fast. So he tuned a pan for me. So I had that pan in the house, unknowing to my father. Whole day, a little boy playing the pan. Well, anyway, when at 3 o'clock, my mother told me, Sydney, you know, your father coming just now, we have to go and hide that pan. I have to go and hide the pan in the bush in a valley shape part. Well, anyway, I started playing the guitar. But anyway, my little brother, Snake and Spooner, they start. My father used to bring some little biscuit drum and all kind of caustic soda drum. They start cutting and tonguing and trying and make up a little thing for our Christmas. My father and them have the banjo playing and they make up this little buck bass like a rhythm section and singing good. Well, anyway, Alvarado, well, he used to had a little idea about tuning, and the thing starts down in Loki Tracy and then it come by video, and from there it starts. And well, we used to get pan was a worries to get pan, so partner. In the night we used to say, look, we have to go and look for drum. Anybody left a water drum anyway on the side of the drum in good condition, that gone. If anybody have a barrow, we want that wheel because we have to make stand for the pan. And you know, when night come, we hunting all about for barrel, pipe, whatever we get.
Vernon Spooner Flanders, captain of Trinidad Valley Harps since the year 1964. Trinidad Valley Harps has started by Edward Alvarado, bringing some pans from Sign Village where he was living to Penal, and he started a little band with those pans on the house just opposite his residence. And I wasn't really there from the beginning, because I was encouraged to come down by the pan and thing. I made up my mind and I went down at the Panyard. And from that day I never stopped going.
Yeah, Valley Harps started way back in 1964. Edward Alvarado was the mainstream behind Valley Harps. There were a few young fellas in Loki Trace, namely Leroy Lord, Love, Nolly Sampson, Dalton Sampson, Earl Glod, Clyde James, Anvil Spencer, Biggie Spencer, and we got together and we used to practice under the old house. But I was never really a pan man. I was always a lover of the pan, so I was involved also. So the following year, when Valley Harps, we get introduced to Crane. Crane had a band called Juveniles. We went and we joined up with Juveniles, and it was a catastrophe. So we do something, we run away from Crane. Alvarado said, get them so-and-so pan from in my yard. He don't want, because he figured that we should have been with Crane all the time. We should have joined up with just Juveniles. So we head to Spooner, head to Flanders on them. In the yard, we used to practice. It had a old house out the road. We decided, well, we need a good pan yard. We just come and we throw out everything from downstairs. It had a man had a workshop below there. We throw out everything from it and we take over the building.
I joined Valley Harps in 1966 when they were located at the Challow Village Junction. Challow Village Junction there, where it was an abandoned house that we cleaned out for the pan tents. Well, to start it, we had no sponsors and thing in those days, so I had was to get my own drum, to make my own pan, to make a pan for me then. This is Mr. Alvarado. He was working at Tiantec, and he used to get help for us from Tiantec. So we used to go down there and weld the pan stand and thing in Tiantec. And then with that now, well, he can help for us from Tiantec every Friday. We started go down on Tiantec and wait for them on a Friday night. You know, like an entertainment something.
Well, we even get assistance from a policeman called Halls. They used to call him Broadback. Because it had nights when we do some practicing in the junction. Sometimes we suck the cane and we dirty up the road. Halls will pull up, he say, you come young fellas, clean up this road. Or surely have a old drum there. Go and get that drum and make a dustpan, a dustbin. So we watch, well, we're afraid to get locked up. Because he says, Halls always used to say, all these good boys, although I like what all you're doing, all you're keeping all yourself together, active with the pan. So we do so, and we sweep up the road, and we always have to have it clean. He'll come down in the night with his van, and he'll slow down and he'll listen to us. He made a contribution with pans.
I joined the band in '64, and in '65, we had some engagements, and they ended up shooting some pans, and the band increased. And so I ended up on tenor. And that changed the whole aspect of the band. Because a little struggling stage, by a little 10, 15 members, we went to 25 plus. You know, and from there on, there was no looking back.
We had a Panorama at Superior in 1967, somewhere around there. Keep either by the JCs or the Pegasus Club. I can't remember, it was so long anyhow. And taking part in the Panorama and thing, they were able to play ping pong solo. It was played by Alvarado, and a piece. I can't remember the name of the piece we played anyhow, but we played and we won the Panorama, the one that had Superior. But 30 days after the Panorama, they came and gave us a different results, stating that Deltones had won the Panorama and what, you know, and that we were more or less angry about the whole situation and thing, because it is a Panorama and the judges give a decision at the spur of the moment. How come you could come and change it 30 days afterward? So then the National Panorama was in the air, and we decided to go to the Panorama in San Fernando, hoping, with what was 13 bands in the Panorama in San Fernando, hoping that if the Deltones come, whatever place Deltones make, we must be the place ahead of them, right? Now going to the Panorama in San Fernando was another heartache and headache, because we have no stands and whatsoever and thing. So we went across by our school, and we took 23 length pipe to build our pan stands and thing. We used to go by the market and thief drums and things. There are some dogs by the market. The bar, like here, when you go out by the market, my partner be slinging shot. They had to run out and we take up drums, wheelbarrow, old wheelbarrow with wheels and things, all of that to make. But anyhow, everything was a success, because get all these stands and things made and things, and everything was in a gear. Going to the Panorama in San Fernando, we had 65 pieces of pan. Like 65 pieces. It was a small band, but was effective. when we were going Panorama, well, all the youths in the area, well, Pinal come like a ghost town. All the youths in San Fernando with the band and thing. But when the band started to play, all those youths then disappeared because if they find it was too small to be in this Panorama thing. And in those days, Panorama in San Fernando was really great, you know, because a lot of people from Port of Spain used to come down. So the whole Skinner Park full, jam-packed. And people from all over San Fernando, Port of Spain came in the band and started to push the band because the band was singing really good. So you have to play on the back track. On the cycle track, coming across from the back, coming and they had a little bleacher there, we had to play the people then. We march down that bleacher, and then we have to go again and play to buy the mayor's booth. When we reach by the mayor's booth again, we march down the place, find like Chili Baby. Have everybody running in Skinner Park. And then you have to go around again, just opposite Neil and Marcy, it had a concrete stand there. You're going across there again and mash up the concrete stand and then thing. And to get it short and sweet, we end up coming second in the Panorama. In those days, the following week after we had to go to Port of Spain.
Mr. Flanders was one of the mainstream behind the band. When we in '68, when we decided to go Panorama, money was really a problem. We had no sponsor or anything, and Spooner them borrowed money from their father to sponsor the band, not knowing if we will win, if we will come first, second, third, or what.
I can remember the first time we went Panama, you had in San Fernando, you had some fellas, I think it was from down Navet there, they were also Valley Harps. And they told us, well, if we come here and we beat stupidness, we gotta run out of San Fernando. And it so happened that when we did roll out and they hear the quality of music, they end up joining with us and pushing pan too.
I can give you a little history about the impact of the band for San Fernando. San Fernando Panorama. We went there and we carried people to help, supporters and stuff to help pull the pan, and as we go along playing on the track. In those days, the Panorama was not as previously. The band has to play and parade at the same time. You know, so you start at the back gate and you parade along the cycle track in front of the judges. So when time the band start up and looking for the pullers, everybody went and hide. They went and hide, like they kind of embarrassed because they band from the country. You know, they embarrassed. And it's, at the time, Steel Band had a brotherly love. Some of the other bands from San Fernando, some of the people from San Fernando who hear how the band sung and how nice the band sung, fall in and start pulling the band and pushing the pans around the track. And then our supporters came in and see what is taking place, and they come and join in the band. Yeah. And we make history. We make history with that performance in San Fernando. And the nether weekend was Port of Spain. And although we make a good impact in San Fernando, some of the players in the band, they were hesitant to go to Port of Spain. They didn't want to go to Port of Spain. They find the band too small to go to Port of Spain. So I get kind of a little angry with some of them at the ball at them. Say, if you could create an impact in San Fernando, you could do the same thing in Port of Spain. But anyway, after talking and convinced them, they decided, well, because some of the guys then walk with the dark shades in their pocket. Walk with the dark shades, And when the band started playing, A couple of them well had on the dark shades, man. Because they want nobody to recognize them playing in their band. But again, the impact of the band and the reaction of the crowd, the people around the band, them guys then take all the dark shades and they wanted everybody to recognize them. They realized, well, what was happening. And when the band played for an hour, and them time the band playing from the beginning as they enter the bull drag. Who knows the savannah good? As they leave the street and you enter the bull drag there, the band play from there for an hour straight without stopping. And it's the first time I saw a stampede, human stampede. It's people. People, they used to have, them times they used to have the bleachers for people who can pay to go in the grandstand. They used to have the bleachers there. So you used to go with your food and your drinks and thing and sit there and listen to the band. They used to have a fence that separating the bull drag from the bleachers. The people mash the fence down and they get to the band. They had police on, mounted police on horseback to get people out of the band. When we reached the entrance to the stage, they had to stop the band and put people out of the band.
And we went up on the screen and people start coming along and saying, die the little band, you know? And then we started playing a few of the old tunes and we had other tunes for the road and things, right? And the band pulled up just on by Memorial Park to get in the pen there. In those days, all around the savannah, by that, all the fencing there was thick fence. And when we get inside there, was real pressure. Real pressure. Man, people, I don't know, the people marched on the fence. I know people come up with the band, you only could see people and they're not moving. You stay there for a period of time, a long period of time, until some mountain police came. And that was inspected by the name of Gittins from Penal. See, well, it is nothing they could do, and the band had to move to the stage. On moving to the stage, the band was limping because all the stands and them they bent up on whatsoever and thing. While going down to the stage area there, like somebody tell Kitchener that it have a band in front coming down the road there, then they mashing up the place.
I see a fella in a suit running from the grandstand, well dressed, running from the grandstand. When the person reached on the stage, then I realized it was Owen Roberts, the Lord Kitchener. Our band have a lot of record that we could talk about. It's the first band to have a little 7-year-old playing band. Yeah, we had a little fella named Joseph Lewis, 7 years old, playing a tenor bass in front of the band. When Kitchener reached on the stage, Kitchener just run and take the fella, lift the fella off the bandstand. Hold him up in the hand, Kitchener, you know Kitchener, how he just carry on. And Kitchener hold him there for about a minute or two. And in space, when he put him back the guy in the pan rack, the guy was playing the pan in Kitchener's hand. Kitchener hold him playing the pan.
Kitchener went across and thing, and he did his little bits and pieces. He was overwhelmed. how we played in Mysterious and whatsoever and thing, and well, we limp on stage, we sound really good. Really, 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 really good. All right? And the day after the Panorama thing, when they do all this selection and thing, it's on the both newspapers, the Guardian and the Express, I think in those days, or the Mirror or something like that. That this little band from Penal, that they treat badly in Port of Spain and things. But that didn't really didn't stop us from our ventures and things.
From there, the band name was recognized. Anytime we go to Port of Spain for Panorama game, a lot of people always welcome us warmly, and they come and listen to us. Because our band used to have Panorama tune, the bump tune, 2-3 road tune, finished before the Panorama. So when we reach in Port of Spain, we could have play all them tunes on the street before we go into the Savannah. So a lot of people used to come and listen to the band. Yeah. Our band used to be a recognized band in the Juve morning parade in San Fernando. With everybody waiting to hear this band. And also our band used to bring own Carnival mass. Yeah. We used to bring our own Carnival mass. We used to have a Carnival band for Carnival Monday and Tuesday, which we used to go into San Fernando and play.
In those days, you had a ride truck with pan. Take your pan when you finish beating, you had to sit down and watch pan. The other year we went to San Fernando. Carnival Sunday night, pack the pan by the hospital. Watch pan whole night, about 3 o'clock in the morning. We had to pull them pan from by the hospital straight up the coffee up there by Standard. Up by Standard and rearrange the pan and thing to start the beat there from Juve morning from 4 o'clock in the morning to come back down the road. We come back down the road after Juve to pull them pan right back on the crossing by the roundabout there and set it up there and wait for the truck to come and pick it up. All that time, well, you had to be around watching pan and all kind of things. So.
All the bands in Sando, Cavaliers, Silvertone, you name it. Every year we go Panama is second, other third, but we beat plenty of the bands in Port of Spain. I mean in San Fernando. And it was a fellow by the name of Ozzy Williams. You know? He tell me personally that no band out of the area of San Fernando could win a Panorama in San Fernando. So anytime that the band came second, you know exactly the place we came. You know?
We never won Panorama, South Panorama. We never won anything. We always come second. But we will get best beaten band on the road, Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Most times, we win Panorama in South. But Valias best beaten band on the road both days. You know? Only them days, a little country band like Valley have, they called with the Melon band. But we from the bush. You can't beat them band in San Fernando.
And then after that, we do a recording, Juve 69 at Panorama. We were selected from the 12 band that play for the Panorama in 1969. We do a recording, Juve 69. And we continue playing, you know, and then we had ceased for a while.
68 I left and I went away. And I had something wrong with the band come and mash up for some time. Well, I left and I go to New York and my brother Spooner, they want the tune and they want back the band, and well, we hustle and send down little rhythm section and thing for them and come down and start back the band. Help my brother and them, and
then start back again, get new pans and start again, and here we are, you know, looking to do greater things. Because a lot of people really do know this band. Well, who know that was in that area, but now the younger people don't know. When you go to San Fernando, who's Valley Harps? Where they from? We name so. You know, some of the kind of question they ask them, you know, and they want everybody to know that Valley Harps is a band that started in 1964 by Edward Alvarado, Sylvester Regis, Clyde James, Earl Glood, Tony Pope, Clyde Flanders, Vernon Flanders, you know, and others that I cannot recall at this venture. You know what? Again, having a steel band was really a struggle, and people but at them couldn't rest in peace because passing the night and pick it up, get for your friends, pick up that. Anything that is possible that we could make something, to make a rack or something for Carnival, we pick up that, you know, and we reach today. Yeah.
Our band had players from Siparia, Palaseco, San Fernando. Our band became a force to be reckoned with.
Valley Harps was more like a community band. It consists mostly of brothers. We had Mahabir Brothers, consists of Patsy, Blinded, Shak Shak, and they had a cousin also by the name of Johnny. Then we had the Ocho Brothers, Manu, Ronald, Walter, and Edris. Then after we had the Fleury Brothers, Claude and Martin. Then we had the Lewis Brothers, Cole, Joe, and Russell. Then we had the Wilson Brothers, consists of with Marcel and Stephen. We had another one, Ice Boy and his brother. Ice Boy, better known as Boyne, he and his brother. We had the Lively Brothers, Egil and Rudy. Then we had I think that was about all the brothers. Then we had the Flanders, Snake, Spooner, and Turkey. Well, I had no brother in the band also, so I was just ordinary. I was like a loner, but I was one of the real foundation members of the band who used to see that the band get things. I used to was the flag waver. A lot of people used to ask me, and you just beat pan? I said, no boy, I never used to play pan. They keep telling me, yes, they see me playing pan. I said, well, all right, if you most time in your life, people believe you. So I used to do the painting, the designing of the jersey, the painting, and designing of the pan stand, and whatever the band needed, we are the ones who had to get it. What I like about the we had some versatile players in the band. For instance, Egil and Manu. Well, Manu was about the most versatile person I see. I had a wrong Pinal, I could say, or maybe a wrong St. Patrick, if you want to say so. But because anywhere you put Manu, he was capable. Well, Egil used to try his hand at arranging, but he get a little setback through misunderstanding. But he was good.
Our band play in one of the earliest bands that play in church in Trinidad and Tobago. We had a priest from Siparia. He used to come and take the band and take us all over the place playing band. We play in the Anglican church in Las Bajo. We play in a religious gathering in Napaima Bowl. play in the Anglican Church, Penal, Anglican Church, Superior. So our band was a steel band. We used to play in fets normal as any other brass band. Play in the Penal Bazaar, school bazaar, Penal Presbyterian School Bazaar. We play for Superior Fet.
My name is Rajan Imrit. I am from Sunrise Road in Penal. I was a member of the Valley Harps Steel Orchestra from around 1968 until about 1972. In those days, we had a very, very good thing going with Valley Harps. Thanks to Snake, Spooner, Peas, and those in authority, we had lots of respect for these guys. We was very obedient to them. We was a band that start from nowhere and end up very, very big. We was a band that all other bands throughout Trinidad and Tobago had a fear for us, knowing people believed that a band from Penal couldn't make it this big. But we proved to them that we did make it big. And the key to one of our success was discipline. We had discipline when the arranger, the captain told us to do something, we did obey. And when coming to the practice, we always on time. We had a love for Pan in those days. Pan was part of us. We believe Pan, I believe Pan was like food. You know, we was hungry for this instrument.
I had 4 brothers in the band at that time, and we will follow the band everywhere they go, because Valley Harps was like, to me, Valley Harps was like KFC, a household name. Everybody was talking about Valley Harps, little band from South. Valley Harps, we going down, Valley Harps coming Sando today, we going. And when we go to Panorama, my mother will get up 2 o'clock in the morning and she will cook. Those days was tide buckets. So she will make 2 tide buckets of pilau. But I will be controlling that pilau, and she will say to me, when you reach there, make sure your brothers and they get food first and then share for anybody else. But of course, they beat in pan. They're not studying lunch, they're not studying food. So anybody come, I will share, but I make sure when they come, I have a bucket there for them. And not open the bucket, one of the bucket. One we'd already shared, but I'm waiting until they come. And the people would get excited as soon as they hear Valley Harps. They would say, well, that's the pan side from South. And there was a little boy we had in the band by the name of Little Joe. Whenever Little Joe play and people come, they would surround that little boy alone. He was gifted. He was just gifted. He could have really played pan. He was about, I think, 7 at the time.
Now, 1969 we came 4th. 1970 we came 2nd with Sacred to Me, which again, as the Ozzy Williams said, no band from out of San Fernando could win a Panorama. So that put us back in second place, but first place in our mind. Then come 71, we run out, we didn't make nothing. Then come 72, we came 3rd. 74 again, I think we came 5th or somewhere down there. Then in the last year that the band, before the band went in and became dormant, was in 74 when we played, we came 4th. We came 4th in the Panorama. No, we came 2nd in the Panorama. And that year the band became dormant. But before that, during the time, we had some rollicking times during that Panorama era. We had a character in the band they called Crane. he come like the head of security for the band. Because anybody when we came into town, it had some Antillean All-Stars. They wanted to give us some battle and thing, and Crane was at the forefront. He always have a hatchet in the waist or some kind of cutlass or some kind of thing, and people, he was a sort of badge on in the tongue. People know him in the tongue. So when they say that, when they see Crane in the band, they say that Crane band, or they leave Crane band alone.
I started with beating pan with Valley Harps in 1970. That was the year the Panorama tune was Socket to Me. I used to beat the three bass together with my brother, my two other brothers. And I started when we was in the corner, just in the corner where the furniture store is right now. And I beat with them for about, I think the last year I stood, I think it was 74, 1974. I think that was the last year I beat with Valley Harps. And for me it was interesting because we not only calypso, we played in Fete, we played rhythm and blues tune, you know. And one of the tune I could remember, 1972, there was a play in the bowl, Panorama Bowl, Moon on a Rainbow Shawl. And we went there and we beat Modern Child Reunion by Paul Simon. And I was amazed to see how the people reacted when we finished with that song. And it was good interesting because I love to sing and all too. But at that time, you know, they didn't have no vocalists. It was just the pan, you know. And the arranger at that time was Eddie Alvarado. And he was a good arranger, I find. He was a good arranger. But what I didn't like is that they victimized us a lot when we enter Panorama. You know, we could have placed higher because we didn't have a good sponsor at that time, you know. You know, they always put us down low, but in the end, I think Valley Harps did a tremendous job.
We had good girl supporters like Francisca, Vero, Brenda, Marcelia, Linda, Gloria, Corsil. All these girls we had plenty of girls, but we never had a girl player. It's in the second uprising of Valley Harps we had a lot of young lady playing pan, because in those times plenty people find women playing pan, it was a disgrace. Coming back to the second era of Valley Harps. Valley Harps had a good thing going during that era because pan get in a way we didn't have to push pan. We didn't have to push pan again. We had trolley, 40-foot trailers, where we had the youth. You had to push pan and all these things, and we had plenty young ladies playing pan. Because I can remember in 2011 when we played at Trinidad, we had about 15 tenor or 16 tenor playing, and out of it we only had about 4 men playing. All the rest was young ladies playing pan.
And then Valley Harps came, they used to practice out in the village on our house. And one of the most memorable tunes that Valley Harps ever played to me was a tune named Guantanamera. When they played that, it was like, you know, you're sitting by the sea and you look at the wave coming in, rolling smooth. It was a nice sound. And you will hear from a mile those pan sticks rolling, playing that tune. And we will go for water by the pipe, and he will turn the pipe low, and then we will go by the door to watch them play, because we couldn't go in the pan tent. Our parents wouldn't let us go in the pan tent at the time.
What spoiled plenty of this pan now is this Facebook and all these things, because people The young people now, what they're doing, they're dedicating themselves more to this. Every minute you see them, they think, even though they come in the panyard and you're showing them something to practice, when they come to practice, they're on the phone. And it's a total distraction where the pan is concerned now. They will come, they will learn a tune, and they'll run by the road, they're on the phone. Phone is a total distraction now. But you see, sometimes when you try to regulate these situations, it has caused a conflict, and that caused a conflict among our band.
Valley Harps had a time that it was the most memorable pan-side playing time in our time. It was extremely exceptional. It was great. No other pan in the South song like Valley Harps at that time. And we lived through it up until this time. I'm still a follower of Valley Harps.
And one thing I know, Eddie was dedicated to the pan, Spooner, Snake. Up to now, Snake's still dedicated because he don't rest his hands. You know, hands don't rest when the night come or when the day comes. Snake like her hands up and down, whole day, whole night. He like everything to be in place.
I am Ralph Edwards, one of the founding members of the small drum Parang Steel Band. I already had a xylophone, so I was a bit musically inclined. But I never did play with Valley Harps because I left the country early. But I did share some of the experiences when we played with Juveniles, a steel band led by Crane. We had gone to Queen's Park, Savannah from Penal, but the drums were never covered. So when we started playing in Queen's Park, Savannah, people started laughing at us because the pans were out of tune. It has been my most embarrassing moment in all of my life. Then on the Monday, Carnival Monday, we had to play for Hollis Dulwich. And while coming up to Coffee Street, we had to make a right turn into Sepero Street to go down to the park. But the trolleys had no swivel wheels. So we had to lift the back of the trolley and drag it to one side in order to make that turn. Up to now, we still refer to that trolley as a wooden horse. I've been in Trinidad a couple of years now, and I always visit the band around Panorama time because I'm no longer living in Penal. And I spoke to Snake and Spooner about doing a little history of the band, but we only come around to doing it like about 2 weeks ago. I would have really liked to have more members in front of the camera, but unfortunately we have already lost nine of them. And some are living out of the country, some are living in other parts of the country that we're really not in touch with, so we just shot with who we had readily available. By long time when you play on the road, you know who you come and listen to me? Uncle Joe, Old Man Marchand, Ulrich, KB, Flanny to come out Saturday's Panorama or Sunday. Flanny come out either the Friday night or the Saturday night with Sunday the Panorama and so. So Flanny come out the road. Well, but you see Marchand and Uncle Joe and KB and them, they must come and listen to me. And one year we practicing from by the crossroad between Estelle and Pontelende. Couldn't flambo one thing on it and thing because them train they couldn't play and walk. So we are waiting until we go in the Savannah in Skinner Park. We tell the practice. They even see honest in front of the Winer boys. Yeah, telling you all these things, you know, I telling you. Yeah. Yeah, we go any windy day, pass any windy day, and we see anything that we would need. I taught a drum from Queen Road. You know Queen Road good? You see right up, you see we have a header. on the side of the road, taking a corner, it's about location on a hill up so. I go up there and I say I empty calgum, I empty tetralite drum there. Good pan, I make a good pan. And I take that drum and I roll it down in the cocoa and I think that and I cross the road and come back in the Suswani and I come up and I come through all through the cocoa. Come through station 10, come through between that, and drop that drum right in the back in. I threw that drum for about 3 or 4 miles. For the love of pardon, boy. Pardon. I'm telling you, I do that. You go tell a man to do that? When they go to the bend all below the cocoa tree, you drum hooking up, but you see trouble. I put it up upside to tight and put it like a little school bag. I bet on the side thing. By pressure. Hey. We going by a new channel in a week that was curfew time when I Sunday. We go in the pass in the back. And when we pass, we see a fella line up two gate. He didn't put no beer outside it yet. Just the free man. When he coming back from the week, we going with that. We go in cinema and we praying for rain to fall to root out all them jam in the cloth market and people figure we coming home, we share that children anyway. Like they will be panting though. But I'm telling you, hey, I could go on and 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 on. I'm telling you. Yeah. We go down by Chateau de BBC, they have a cow penny. And they have some iron, but they push for the cow to go in and things like what is happening in them big stables in America and things, boy. The pre-big on hunt. We take all them pipes, take all of that. We go down location, they do some work in the back after this, the garden station in the up so. But you watch him on the walk, but we go down, we take off pipe from there, and we go and watch pipe. And I show when they run in the whole day, we realize that pipe missing. But we teach a lot of things for this band, but we do a lot of things. We ain't kill nobody. But you see, teach things though, so to get drums and wheels and iron, and all kind of thing. Yeah, man. Yeah. Because nothing didn't come in just so. Nobody until after Naran Passad they come and give her help, and then from Naran Passad they get sponsor from Tosoro. And the reason why we lost sponsorship in Tosoro because we wasn't in the oil belt area.
There's a lot of like historic moments of the band. And I would like to share it with the public, because the Trinidad Valley Harps of today, hardly people know the history of the band. Some of the people get confused with Valley Harps that they know of Port of Spain then, Big Martin Valley Harps. Our band was in existence since around 1964. We have a couple of members still around, but a lot of them, a lot of the rest, they're in the deceased. I'm fortunate to be around still at this age, and still an active member, and it's still working very hard to see this legacy lives on. Presently, ringing the process of building a pan theater. And that is one of my biggest dreams, to finish this structure. Yeah. Presently, the band is not practicing because of we had supposed to be starting a program. Due to the COVID-19, we cannot operate with, accommodating large crowd in the planting. But as soon as things is safe, we will continue our destination and try to motivate village to accept our culture.